Peace, peace, peace. Just want to come back with another video. Hope all is well with everybody. I want to get into a topic of, it's with our people. It's like, but big with our people is not loving ourselves. That's why we can't even love our neighbors. And that's why we don't love that's why because we don't even love ourselves. We can't even love each other because we don't love ourselves. And it takes me back to the movie Juice, where when Bishop said, when he says, I'm not sure, was it Q or somebody, one of the characters, he said, listen, I ain't shit. So when I realized that you ain't gonna be shit, until I realized that, you're not gonna be shit until I ain't shit, something like that. Y'all know the scene. And that's because he didn't even love himself. He said, listen, I don't give a fuck about myself. So what makes you think I'm gonna give a fuck about you? Because I'm on the movie, of course, and that's what he said. So he said, I don't even care about myself. So what makes you don't think I care about you? And that's big with our people, because they don't even love themselves. So we can't even love our neighbors because we don't even love ourselves. So I just want to go into the scripture going into that, because that's the reason, one of the reasons why we don't love each other, because we don't even love ourselves. So I'm just want to get into a few scriptures, going into that, because I always think about that when I read this scripture. I was thinking about that scene popped in my head. So yeah, let's get it. Let's go to Sirach chapter 30, verse, I think, 23. Ecclesiastes chapter 30 and verse 23. Yeah, so I think it's 23. This is Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 30, verse 23. It says, love thine own soul, and comfort thine heart, comforting your mind, and remove sorrow far from thee, and for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. So yeah, man, it says, love thy own soul, and comfort your own heart, meaning your mind. So yeah, man, it's a lot of people, we don't even, we gotta love ourselves, of course, and that'll trickle down, like, God, what does this law say? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if we don't even love yourself, how can we even love your neighbor, man? Because we're commanded to love each other, from the Most High. That's one of the big, most important commandments. So yeah, I'm reading again. It says, love thy own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. So yeah, man, that's heavy right there. This is love thy own soul, man. Our people we don't even love ourselves, honestly. That's why we don't love each other. Just like Bishop and Juice. It's like he said, listen, I'm not shit. So until I decide you're gonna be shit, until listen, I don't even give a fuck about myself. He said, I don't even care about myself, man. That's the mentality of a lot of our people, man. That's why we don't even care about each other. Our lives don't mean anything to one another, man. That's why we just don't. We don't care about each other. We don't even love each other, man. Because a lot of times we don't even love ourselves. So every time when I read the scripture, that just popped in my mind. Because y'all know, usually I do these videos. Sometimes I use I reference movies a lot. So I'm gonna read one more time. It says, "Love thine own soul and comfort thine heart, and remove sorrow far from thee. For sorrow hath killed many, which it has, and there is no profit therein." So yeah, man, sorrow and not loving yourselves kill many. That's why even suicide, that happens, and all other things. But yeah, man, we don't even value each other's lives. We don't even value our own, lives, man. It's going back to the curses that the Most High put us under, of course. But it's just like they don't even love ourselves. That's why we don't value each other's lives. We don't. It don't mean anything to us. You don't even value his own life. That's why we see what we see going on, and where we're scattered throughout the earth, different parts of the hoods, different parts where we're at, man. Because we don't even love ourselves. We don't love our brothers. Most brothers, they don't even love their own lives. So how are they gonna love his brother's life? How are you gonna take care? How he's gonna value his brother's life? And he don't even love his own life. He don't even give bishop said, he says, listen, I don't give a fuck about. He said, I don't care about myself, man. I don't even like care about me. So what makes you think I'm gonna care about you, man? So I'm gonna read this one more time because that's really heavy right here. This is Ecclesiastes 20, verse 23. Chapter 20, verse 23 says, love thine own soul and comfort thine heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, and for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. So yeah, man. So yeah, man. He does. I mean, yeah, it's heavy right there. I see it a lot, man. We don't even value each other's lives. They don't even mean nothing. Our lives don't even mean nothing to each other, to one another, man. So. Like Christ said, like Yahushua said, the love of many will wax cold. And I see it every day. We all see it every day. Actually, well, I was looking at some. Let me get that. Let's get that, man. So, yeah, I see this every day, man. So Matthew. Yeah, let's see here. My bad. Yeah. Okay. Go to the notes real quick. All right, let's get Matthew in Matthew 24 and 12. See how Yahushua is Christ. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. It says, and iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold, man. That's what we see, man. The love of our people, and love of many is waxing cold, man. I see this every day, man. So it's just like crazy. And it always takes me back to that scene in Juice where that was really heavy. What he says, like, listen, man, I don't even value my own life. I don't even care. So what makes you think I'm gonna care about you? And I see that all the time, man. And the love has waxed cold, man. That's why our lives don't even value, don't even have no value towards each other. Families not families anymore. That's the reason why, man. That's important why we come back to this, read these laws, statutes, and commandments. We learn how to actually live our lives, man. And of course, we're gonna fall short of it. As long as we abide by this, that's when we come back. That's when we Deuteronomy 7 and 6 comes into play. That's when we all come back to our power, which is the Most High and the Son. So I'm gonna read the scripture. Stop. Sorry, it's my cat right here. Read this in Oxford. He's in Oxford, but. Stop. Alright. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 30 and 23 in the Oxford Study Bible, and it reads. It says, indulge yourself, take comfort, and banish grief far from you, and for grief has been the death of many, and no advantage ever came of it. I'm gonna read it again. I kind of messed it up. It says, indulge yourself and take comfort and banish grief far from you, for grief has been in the death of many, and no advantage ever came of it. So yeah, man. And I'm reading next verse. This is envy and anger has shortened life. And anxiety brings premature old age. I'm read that again. It says envy and anger has shortened life, and anxiety brings premature old age. So yeah, man. Definitely. I know that reads a little different, but it's the same thing, man. It's basically going into saying things of what I previously stated, man. How we gotta love ourselves, man. I still gotta learn, to love myself, man. And we gotta love ourselves and love our neighbors, man. That's because the Most High commands His people to do that. That's the biggest commandment. Like Paul said, if I had charity, I don't have nothing, man. So, yeah, man. I don't know, man. It took me back to that scene when I read the scriptures. Like, yeah, man. I see it all the time. This mentality, like, we don't even value our own lives of me. So, what makes you think we're gonna value each other's lives, man? So, yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll read what Matthew says. This because I never read Matthew and that verse in the Oxford. So this is Matthew chapter 24 and 13. It says no, that's not 13. 24 and where I just read it. No, 24 and 12. I'm sorry. And lawlessness spreads, and the love of many will grow cold. Yes. I'm reading again. It says, and lawlessness spreads. Yep, see lawlessness. No laws, statutes, commandments that govern our people. And the love of many will grow cold, man. It's all cold. It's like they say, it's a cold world out here, man. And it is, man. This kingdom is cold. So, that's really on that, man. I wanted to go into that, man, because when I read that scripture in Ecclesiastes 30 and 23, I saw about the scene in Juice where this Bishop said that Tupac's character, Bishop, of course, y'all have seen the movie. He says, I don't even care about myself. So what makes you damn? I'm gonna care about your life. And I see that with our people on the daily, man. That's why we read online what happens. We see on the news. We see right even around us when we go outside, man. So yeah, man, I just really want to do that, touch on that, man, because I see it all the time, and, So that's really it on that. Hopefully it's just edifying. So peace.